Most people think talking to yourself is strange. Maybe you've experienced it before. You're alone in your room, driving in your car, or walking through the house, and suddenly you catch yourself speaking out loud. Then a thought appears. Am I weird for doing this? Society has conditioned us to believe that talking to ourselves is a sign of loneliness, awkwardness, or something we should hide. But psychology tells a completely different story. In fact, researchers have spent decades studying self-talk, and what they've discovered is fascinating. Talking to yourself is not necessarily a sign that something is wrong. Often, it's a sign that your mind is actively working, processing information, solving problems, regulating emotions, and developing greater self-awareness. Some of the most successful athletes, scientists, artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders regularly talk to themselves. Not because they are lonely, but because they understand something most people don't. Your voice can become one of the most powerful tools your brain possesses. Today we're exploring 7 rare psychological traits commonly found in people who talk to themselves. And by the end of this video, you may never look at this habit the same way again. Let's begin. Trait 1. Higher self-awareness. One of the rarest qualities a person can develop is self-awareness. Most people spend their lives reacting to circumstances without ever examining what's happening inside their minds. They feel emotions. They make decisions. They repeat habits. But they rarely stop to ask, why am I doing this? What am I really feeling? What kind of person am I becoming? This is where self-talk becomes powerful. When you speak your thoughts out loud, something interesting happens. Part of your mind becomes the speaker. Another part becomes the listener. Suddenly, you are no longer trapped inside your thoughts. You can observe them. Psychologists call this metacognition, the ability to think about your thinking, and it is one of the strongest predictors of personal growth. Imagine someone feeling angry after an argument. Most people stay trapped inside the emotion, but someone who talks to themselves might say, why am I actually upset? Was it what they said, or was it how it made me feel? Am I reacting to the present situation or something from my past? These simple questions create awareness, and awareness creates change. You cannot improve what you do not understand. The person who regularly engages in self-talk develops a deeper understanding of their emotions, behaviors, strengths, and weaknesses. While others live on autopilot, they become conscious creators of their lives. That level of awareness is incredibly rare. Trait 2. Strong problem-solving ability. Have you ever noticed that when you're stuck on a difficult problem, explaining it out loud suddenly makes the answer clearer? That's not an accident. It's a psychological phenomenon known as the self-explanation effect. Researchers have found that people understand problems more deeply when they explain them aloud. Why? Because thoughts inside your head can remain vague, but words demand clarity. The moment you try to explain something out loud, your brain is forced to organize information. Confusion becomes visible. Gaps in logic become obvious. Mistakes reveal themselves. This is why programmers often talk through coding problems. It's why chess players whisper strategies. It's why scientists pace around laboratories talking through theories. Their voice becomes a tool for thinking. Imagine trying to solve a complicated issue at work. Inside your head, everything feels tangled. But once you begin speaking, okay, here's the real problem. This option creates risk. This solution saves time. Suddenly, the fog starts lifting. The answer was often there all along. Self-talk simply helped you find it. People who regularly talk to themselves are essentially giving their brains a second processing system, and that makes them exceptional problem solvers. Trait 3. Exceptional emotional regulation. Life constantly tests us. Stress, disappointment, failure, rejection, anxiety. The question is not whether challenges will come, The question is how we respond when they arrive. This is where self-talk reveals another remarkable trait. People who talk to themselves often have a stronger ability to regulate emotions. One reason comes from a psychological technique called distant self-talk. Instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," they might say, "Patricia, calm down. You've handled difficult situations before." Or, "You can figure this out." This may sound simple, but research shows that using your own name or speaking to yourself in the second person creates psychological distance from emotions. You stop becoming the emotion. You start observing it. Think about how you comfort a friend. You're often calm, rational, and supportive. But when dealing with your own problems, emotions can take over. Distant self-talk allows you to become your own coach, your own mentor, your own source of guidance. Instead of drowning in stress, you begin managing it. And over time, this builds emotional resilience. The ability to stay calm when others panic. The ability to think clearly when others become overwhelmed. The ability to recover faster from setbacks. These are qualities that separate strong minds from fragile ones. Trait 4. Higher creativity. Creativity isn't about having more ideas. It's about connecting ideas in ways others don't. And self-talk creates the perfect environment for this process. When ideas remain trapped inside your mind, they often follow familiar pathways. But when you speak them aloud, something changes. You hear them. You challenge them. You reshape them. You expand them. Many creative people engage in conversations with themselves. Writers speak dialogue before writing it. Inventors talk through possibilities. Artists describe concepts aloud. Entrepreneurs debate ideas with themselves. Why? Because creativity thrives on interaction, and self-talk creates that interaction. Imagine brainstorming a new project. You say, "What if I tried it this way?" "No, that won't work." "Wait, what if I combine these two ideas?" Suddenly, new possibilities emerge. The voice becomes a playground for innovation. This is why some of history's greatest creators were known for talking to themselves. They weren't being strange. They were actively exploring possibilities. Their minds weren't silent. They were alive with experimentation. Trait 5. Greater focus and mental performance. Many people assume focus requires silence, but science suggests otherwise. Researchers have discovered that speaking task-related instructions can significantly improve concentration. For example, saying the name of an object you're searching for can help you locate it faster. Athletes use verbal cues constantly. A runner might say, "Keep pace." A golfer might say, "Smooth swing." A basketball player might repeat, "Follow through." These simple phrases act like mental anchors. They direct attention exactly where it needs to go. The same principle applies in everyday life. When you're cooking, working, studying, organizing, or completing a difficult task, instructional self-talk helps block distractions. Your voice becomes a spotlight. It illuminates what's important and pushes everything else into the background. People who naturally talk themselves through tasks often perform better because they maintain stronger attention. In a world full of distractions, focus is becoming a superpower, and self-talk is one of the simplest ways to strengthen it. Trait 6. Strong independence of thought. We live in an age where opinions are everywhere. Social media tells you what to think. News tells you what to think. Friends tell you what to think. Family tells you what to think. The crowd is always speaking. The question is, can you still hear your own voice? People who engage in regular self-talk often develop a powerful independence of thought. Instead of automatically accepting outside opinions, they process ideas internally. They question, analyze, reflect, and evaluate. Before making decisions, they consult their own reasoning. This doesn't mean they ignore advice. It means they don't surrender their judgment. This habit builds confidence. Not arrogance, confidence. Because confidence comes from trusting your ability to think. The more conversations you have with yourself, the stronger that trust becomes. You begin relying less on validation from others. You become comfortable standing alone. You become willing to disagree with the crowd. And throughout history, every major innovation began with someone willing to think differently. Independent thinkers changed their lives because they refused to let others do all the thinking for them. Trait 7. Continuous personal growth. Perhaps the most powerful trait of all is the commitment to growth. People who talk to themselves often view life as an ongoing process of improvement. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes feedback. Every setback becomes an opportunity to learn. At the end of the day, they might ask, "What went well today? What could I improve? What lesson should I carry forward?" These questions create a feedback loop, and feedback creates growth. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the most talented. They're often the ones who consistently reflect, adjust, and improve. Self-talk accelerates that process. Instead of drifting through life, you become an active participant in your own development. You start holding yourself accountable. You stop making the same mistakes repeatedly. You become more intentional. And over months and years, those small conversations create extraordinary transformation. Growth rarely happens through one dramatic breakthrough. It happens through thousands of small adjustments, thousands of moments of reflection, thousands of private conversations where you decide to become a little better than you were yesterday. So, what does it really mean when you talk to yourself? It may mean you're developing greater self-awareness. It may mean you're strengthening your problem-solving abilities. It may mean you're regulating emotions more effectively. It may mean you're becoming more creative, focused, independent, and committed to growth. The voice in the empty room is not necessarily a sign of loneliness. It may be the sound of a mind actively working, learning, adapting, and evolving. What society often labels as strange may actually be one of the most powerful mental tools available to us. So the next time you catch yourself thinking out loud, don't feel embarrassed. Don't rush to silence yourself. Listen carefully, because that conversation may be helping you become the person you're meant to be. And perhaps the most important voice you'll ever hear is your own. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who talks to themselves more than they realize. And remember, sometimes the most important conversation you'll have all day is the one you have with yourself.